All right, hey everybody, welcome back to another module. My name is Vic, as you already know. Good to see you back here again. How you doing? Hope you're doing awesome. Hope everything is making sense to you as you progress through these trainings, and you're watching all these different methods of traffic generation, and hopefully listen, don't let any of this stuff intimidate you. Don't let any of this stuff overwhelm you, because I know we're bringing you a lot of information, a lot of different strategies, a lot of different ideas, and showing you different methods of traffic generation. Listen, you got this for life, right? I'm here for you. We're just gonna keep this like we always do, very laid back, easy going, simply just you and me just hanging out, talking about traffic, talking about ways to get you more visitors to whatever it is that you're doing. This high traffic. When I was creating this course, and of course as we progress, if you're an elite member, the idea for High Traffic Academy brand, right, is not to bring you stuff that's outdated. The idea is to bring you stuff that's the most cutting edge, what's working now, right? And most importantly, the most important thing is I want you to be able to implement some of this stuff or all of this stuff and get results. At the end of the day, if you're getting results, you're happy, and therefore that I've done my job, and I'm happy, and everybody's happy. Your wife, your husband is happy, your family is happy. You're vacationing, you're living the lifestyle that you always wanted to live. It's gonna start with traffic generation, And so I'm in this particular module, man, I'm pumped about the stuff we're gonna be talking about today, in this particular segment, because this is one of those cutting edge, methods to get traffic to your website, right? Here is my advice to you. My advice is this, and I said this in some of the previous modules as well, is treat this as a buffet. Okay, look at all this that we're presenting to you here within High Traffic Academy as a buffet. If you go through a module and you don't quite resonate with it or whatever, leave it for now, right? Do something that you resonate with personally, and I think this stuff that we're going to talk about in this module, I think that you'll be able, you'll resonate with this stuff, because let me tell you why this is very exciting for me personally, is because I look at this and I can't help but think, about the good old Google AdWords days when I was getting started, and Google AdWords was pretty cool back then, right? It was so easy to get in the top, on the top, in the top, on the first page of Google for, AdWords. And I remember I was getting, clicks for as low as 8 cents and 9 and 10 cents per, per visitor, right, to my site. And I was scooping a lot of money at that time, but then Google slapped everybody around a little bit, and right now, it's pretty difficult to get up there with and play with Google. So that's why I was telling, for the time, I was not doing any traffic generation through Google, right? But it is the 900-pound gorilla, or whatever you want to call them, right? That's out there in the marketplace. That's, if we can break through to them, and if we can utilize it, if we can leverage Google to get traffic your way. Here is the thing: we've figured it out, right? And when I say we, personally, this is something that I'm also going to be implementing in my business. So literally, what I'm presenting to you here in this module is the most cutting edge stuff that is working right now, that is pretty virgin territory. So that's why I'm very excited, is because you are going to be amongst the first people out there in the marketplace, okay, that will be able to explore this territory. And we're going to be talking about traffic methods that potentially can get you clicks or traffic or visitors to your site for, again, I can't quote you any numbers, specifically here, but potentially for as low as, 5 to 10 cents per visitor through Google, right? Through Google networks. And we're going to be talking about video ads, okay? YouTube video ads. And YouTube, is, I think, Gideon, I haven't checked my stats recently on that, but I think YouTube is the second or the third most searched or visited site in the world. Is that right?
Yeah, it's it's an interesting one. It's just last time I checked, at least within the last month or so, it overtook Facebook as the most visited site in the world, so or the most visited social media site, at least, I guess. So it overtook Facebook, so it's bigger than Facebook in terms of a social media site, and of course it's the second biggest search engine after Google. So it's pretty much up there.
Right. So it's leveraging that to get 10-cent visitors, right? And up to 80% click-through rates, and that's the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about right now in this module. So what I suggest you do, what I suggest you do is grab something to write with, right? Take notes, pay attention. Most importantly, apply this stuff in your business, because this is new stuff. I'm learning this. This is one of the things that I'm going to be applying in my business, and I want to bring this to you, at the same time when I'm applying this in my business. So this is literally the most cutting-edge stuff. Now you say, Vic, how are you going to teach me this stuff? If you're just going to be exploring this for yourself as well. Well, I don't want to be the guy who is going to be teaching you from just theory, right? So here's what I did: is I went out there and I looked at, and I said, okay, who is the best right now? Who is literally the best at video ads? Who is the pioneer? Who is the authority on the topic, right? Because my vision for High Traffic Academy is not to bring you stuff, like I said, that's outdated. We want to be playing, with the most cutting-edge techniques, right? And so Gideon Shelwick is the guy that rose to the top, in my research, and he's the guy that I've been watching from the sides for quite some time now, and he is the most leading authority on the topic of video ads. And so what I was able to do, fortunately for you, is I contacted Gideon. I said, Gideon, look, here's what we're doing. High Traffic Academy wants to bring the most cutting-edge strategies for traffic generation to our group. Would you be willing to hop on with me and do a and talk about this stuff and bring this education, this material to High Traffic Academy members, to you, right? So that you can learn this stuff and be amongst the first people to explore this territory and really capitalize on this. If you know anything about, it's about being in the right place at the same, at the right time, and taking action, right? And maximizing. It's figuring out what to do, right? Getting it to work, and then scaling that up as soon as you can, as fast as you can, as big as you can, and capitalize on this wave of opportunity, because it is, one of those most cutting-edge techniques that you can apply in your business right now. So I'm personally very, very excited. What I'm going to do is, if you have never heard of Gideon Shelwick, Gideon, what's your maybe give us a little bit about background about what you do, because I know you're like the video king out there, for traffic generation, and and I've been watching your stuff, and first of all, I appreciate you getting on here. Thank you. So maybe give us a little bit about background about what you do, how you got started, and really,
sure.
why video is your vertical? I mean, why
Sure.
did you choose that? And kind of take us through that a little bit.
Sure. Well, it's certainly been a bit of a journey for me. Thanks for the introduction, by the way, Vic. Appreciate it. I'm not sure if I'm the world's leading authority when it comes to video ads, but we all stand on the shoulders of giants, and I'm still learning. Still one of those people. I keep on learning, there's so much to learn about these things. It's so exciting, and it's a changing industry, but that's what's so cool about it. There's always something new to learn, and always something new to implement, and always new opportunities to take advantage of. But the journey started for me about 8 or 9 years ago, when I was back at a job, great job, but I just wanted to do something else with my life. I wanted to start my own business. We immigrated to Australia from New Zealand, started the business, and it was an online business. I wrote a book, sold the book on the internet, and did pretty well. And then I ran out of traffic. I didn't know how to get traffic, and I'll go through that a bit in my presentation as well. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much, but basically stumbled upon video as a really cool way to not only communicate online, but also to build an audience and to build trust with the audience, and to use that for building a business on. And so I've done pretty well in the past with using video. It's probably been about 6 or 7 years that I've been focusing just on YouTube and video in particular. And it's really been a big blessing for me and my business, and also everyone else that I've been teaching over the years.
So you've definitely put in your 10,000 hours.
Yeah, I didn't count them, but I've certainly done quite a few.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
and you know, one of the things that is fascinating to me, man, is just how humble you are about, you know, this whole thing, and that speaks volumes to me personally, because I know there's a lot of guys that are not doing anywhere near, you know, as much as what you guys are doing, you know, with video and you know, and they're just loud and stuff. But what you do is you're actually out there in the trenches, you're actually running stuff, and you're the guy that actually created the system around this concept. Even though this is a virgin territory, this is
Mm.
like if people are not taking advantage of this right now, I think they're crazy, because you know, like in the next 2 3 years probably there's going to be a lot more people taking advantage of this stuff, and you know, and obviously I don't know if it's going to work as well as it is working right now, right? But as of right now, you know, even though this is a fairly new concept, you created, I don't know anybody else that has what you have as far as like the actual system, which is something we're going to talk about as well in this video. You know, that you created. So let's talk about, you know, let's talk about this concept of video ads and really how does that work. So, you know, one of the things, guys, that you know, the reason I told you is take notes is because you will be able to look at this and you'll be able to apply this in your business, go out there, get results. Okay, and so and one of the things that we're also going to talk about is if you know, if you want to really expedite and simplify the whole process, right? We're going to talk about the actual system that, you know, I was able to bring into High Traffic Academy for you to leverage if you wanted to do that. That's just going to really take things to a whole new level for you. So I'm personally pumped. So with that being said, I don't want to take too much time, you know, your time, Gideon. So why don't we just go ahead and dive into this and walk us through, you know, how are you able to get these 5 to 10 cent clicks
All
using
right.
YouTube?
All right, so I've got a little bit of a presentation, and you know, by no means is it the be all and end all of video ads. So just, you know, if you've got any questions, Vic, just stop me and I'll do my best to explain. It's a bit of a presentation, just takes you a little bit on a journey, my own journey as well, and then talks about you know, how video ads actually work. And some problems with it, and then how you can fix those problems. And so I'll be introducing you to a really cool system, as you say, or we like to call it a platform that you can use to help you with that. So I'll just dig straight into it and see where that leads us.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. So you can see that all right, Vic?
That is coming up. Yep, I see that perfectly. So you're good.
Okay, great. So the title I have for this presentation, once again, it's not the be all and end all. It's really just a guideline for us to have a chat. But it's all about how to quickly and easily get traffic from YouTube video ads. And you know, I've got the word cheap in there. I don't particularly like the word cheap, but it's, you know, affordable traffic. And you know, Vic mentioned the days when we were able to get like 10 cents clicks or 8 cent clicks with Google, and it's almost like we're back in those days again, except now it's with YouTube video ads. So let's dig into this and let me show you how this works. So let me just kick this off with asking you some questions. First one is, you know, do you also want traffic? And that's like a no-brainer. Everybody wants more traffic if you're online. So I'm assuming your answer is yes to this one. And maybe you've tried some of these things. Vic mentioned, you know, a bit of a smorgasbord that you guys have available there. So perhaps you've tried some of these things already. One that I'm very familiar with is free traffic, or also known these days as, you know, content marketing. Maybe you've tried that, but you're really struggling to get any kind of traction. Maybe you're submitting content all the time, but you know, no one is watching your videos or no one is reading your blog posts. So maybe that's not working for you right now, or maybe it is, but you're struggling. Maybe you've borrowed some traffic, and you know, some people call it joint venture marketing. This is where you find someone else to promote your stuff for you. Very popular in the internet marketing or online business world. But perhaps there you're struggling to find joint venture partners to promote your stuff. You know, that's one of the biggest challenges there. Maybe you have tried paid advertising, like AdWords, or you know, like Vic was talking about, or even Facebook at the moment, Twitter. There's a whole bunch out there, but you're struggling to get a nice positive return on investment or it's just too complicated. You know, if any of those sort of things, if you've had any of those sort of issues, you are going to love this presentation because it's going to rock your world for this new kind of traffic. So inside, I'll reveal how we're using YouTube's latest video ads to help you get up to 80% click-through rates on your video ads and really very affordable traffic as a result. And also how you can do this using a brand new method, a very, very simple method. And you know, I think this is one of the things that I really love about it. It is, out of all the traffic things I've tried, it is the simplest. But you need to know the navigation, you know, otherwise it can also be complicated. And I'll show you. What's also cool about it, there's no need for, you don't need to be a keyword research. It's a little bit of keywords practice needed there, but you don't have to be a full-on expert for that. You don't even need to know anything about video editing. In fact, you don't need to create your own videos even. You know, I'll show you a way to totally remove that from the process. I mean, in fact, if you can type and click and drag your mouse, you're really qualified to do what I'm about to show you. Before we get into it,
that's actually a really good one, because I can almost hear people saying, "I'm not good on video, man." You know, but that's actually really good to hear that you don't have to be on video.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. No, it's so true. And that's one of the things that we thought about as well. You know, it's like, okay, video ads are cool, but so many people, they might know about it, they might have seen it, but they're thinking, it's not for me because I've got to create a video. So we found a really nice solution for that. So let me share it with you. Let me just get back on my screen. Okay. So you can see my screen again, right, Vic?
Coming up, yes, sir.
Okay, good. So before I get into it, I'll just show you how I stumbled upon it, because I've tried a bunch of different things, and I think it's nice for you to see my journey, because perhaps you've been on something similar. So I started about 8 years ago, as I said. The biggest issue being online has always been for me to get lots of really targeted traffic. You know, that's always been the number1 issue. And of course, turning that traffic into leads and customers. But it all starts with traffic. So my first traffic source that I played around with was with my mentor, that first book that I wrote. He also became my first joint venture partner, and he promoted my book for me, my very first product online. And you know, made a lot of sales. I'm going to want to say a ton. For me, it was a ton back then. I think it was 1,500 sales or something like that in total. Now, to me, that was a lot of money just starting out, and I was very, very excited when we were doing this. But then after that, nothing. The traffic completely dried up. I didn't have any more joint venture partners. I didn't know anything about content marketing. I didn't know anything about paid marketing, paid advertising, and I was kind of stuck. And it took me about 2 years, really, before I was able to figure out this JV game, or just trying to get traffic online. And then finally, I managed to get some success for that. And the JV traffic, that joint venture traffic, where you get someone else to promote for you, is really awesome if you can get it. If you can get it, it really is awesome. But it also has its own problem, that I found, and it can take a long time to build those right relationships. Once you have them, they're amazing, but it can take a long, long time for you to build enough authority for people to trust you and to know that you've got a good product to promote, etc., etc. And traveling to meet people, all this sort of things, it can take a lot of time. Now, it can also be very risky. A lot of people don't realize this, but JV traffic can be risky. For example, if you're running a big launch and you're getting like 10 really big partners to promote for you all at the same time, but you didn't do a great job with testing your conversion rates on your sales page, you can get all that traffic and the whole thing bombs, or it might bomb for any number of different reasons, and you end up with not a very good experience for your joint venture partners, and also a lot of people who see your product not converting very well, or getting a lot of egg on your face. So it can be risky in that sense. And I see you nodding. Vic, sounds like you've got some experience.
Been there, done that, man. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so and really it is like a drug. You know, when you're on it, it's pretty awesome, but when you're off it, you know you can. The problem is you can become quite dependent on it. If you only have JV traffic for your business, you become dependent on it. You know, and every time you need to make more money or make more sales, you need to go on tap on people's shoulders to say, hey, can you please promote my stuff? And that can be quite tough, especially if your previous launch bombed. You know, people are less likely to promote for you.
See, this is the big thing that a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these so-called gurus that's out there, right? When they do these big, you know, multi-million-dollar launches, they rely like almost 100% on JV traffic. Like very, very few of those so-called gurus really generate their own traffic. They're like, you know, they have their own little circles that everybody promotes each other. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Very,
mean,
very true.
creating your own stuff is very, very important. How to, you know,
Yes.
knowing how to do that.
I totally agree with you, Vic. And you know, this is creating what I'm going to show you today has the motivation, the big motivation behind it has really been to move away from that dependence of JV traffic. In fact, my first days of being on YouTube, that was the motivation for going after YouTube and using YouTube as a traffic source, as opposed to joint venture traffic. Because you know, I started with joint venture traffic and it worked really well, but I found it, you know, it was I became dependent on it, and it was you know, I wasn't able to really build a sustainable business, and I needed something else. So I did very well with free traffic from YouTube, but of course today's presentation is about you know, paid traffic with YouTube. So let me share with you what else I learned. So yeah, so JV traffic can be a bit like a drug. So then after that, basically alongside that, you know, alongside JV traffic, I also tried content marketing, or you know, basically creating a lot of free content, put it out there on my YouTube channel, put it out on my blog, the guest posting, you name it. You know, anything where you create free content to drive organic traffic to your site. And I did pretty well. You know, I got a lot of exposure and traffic, and I wouldn't be where I am today unless it was for that. It certainly played a big part. But if you're just starting out, you know, it takes a lot of time and effort, a lot of time and effort. You know, if you're building a YouTube channel, it can take up 6 months to a year really before you build traction. If you're lucky, you can, you know, some of your content might go viral, and you know, within a month you do very well. In fact, with the magic channel that I did a few years ago, that was one like that, where within a month or within 3 months we had a lot of traffic. But in general, what I see is that it can take a long time and a lot of effort to do well. And of course, time is money, and the game has changed also since I was doing that back then. So yeah, it works, absolutely, unless you're in a hurry, unless you want to get traffic fast. And really, the other thing that I've learned over my last 8 years online, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, Vic, is that you really are at the mercy of the latest Google algorithm fad. Google and YouTube algorithm fad. I mean, YouTube just changed the algorithm as well over the last 2 years, where there's no more. It's for a very long time now. It's not about how many views you get. You know, it's now more about how well you can engage your audience and how long you can get them to watch your video and stay on YouTube as a result. So they look at very different factors now. You know, for people who played the system and got a lot of fake views, you know, all those videos are gone now. All those channels are not ranking anymore. So
they're cleaning up. Yep, they're cleaning up, which is a good thing. You know, they're trying to keep people straight with, you know, eliminate all kinds of shenanigans that people were doing. That's.
Oh, absolutely, and they have leveled the playing field, which is really good. And it spells actually, you know, just on that topic, it means anybody, if you create great content, can compete, which is really awesome. But yeah, it still takes time. The next thing I tried was paid advertising, and I mucked around with quite a few things. You know, I tried banner ads. That really that really didn't work well for me. We had so many impressions and very few clicks. And you know, we paid for impressions for our banners, and sometimes for clicks as well. AdWords, the trouble there, you know, when I started using it, I was a bit late, so we just struggled getting a good return on investment. We could get traffic, yes, but it was just so expensive, and I had to get someone else to run it for me because it was too complicated for me. Facebook, now Facebook is certainly probably the #1 paid traffic generation source for a lot of people at the moment. So there's certainly nothing wrong with getting Facebook traffic. For me personally, I gave it a shot, and I still want to give it more attention. But I got quite confused with their power editor and stuff like that. So I think for me, it's just a matter of playing around a bit more to make that work for me. But at the moment, I'm just a bit confused by all that. So all of that stuff was just too hard for me, and I didn't really get any significant results for them. And probably has to do with me being a video guy as well, and video stuff appealing to me a lot more. And I got just totally confused with all that. And it was, massive learning curve. All that stuff, massive learning curve. So I finally stumbled upon YouTube paid ads. It's been around for a while now, but I started looking at it more seriously at the start of this year, and I thought, hey, there's something here. There's so much traffic on YouTube, and so very few people are doing YouTube ads and even talking about it. There's got to be something here. And so I started playing around with it, and I just fell completely in love with it. At first I struggled a bit to figure it out, but I studied it, did experiments, and once I figured it out, I thought, hey, I've got to show this to the rest of the world. It's actually a lot simpler than anything else I've tried, and I want to show people how to do this. Now, what's awesome about it is that traffic on YouTube is still very cheap. It still is very affordable. Main reason for that is because they have a massive oversupply of ad inventory. They don't have enough advertisers to fill all their advertising spots. So because of that, it's less competition and more traffic, cheaper traffic available. So yeah, as a result of that, it's less competitive, which means the traffic you can get from it is a lot more affordable. And of course, it's backed by Google, who owns AdWords, so they know the game, they know the ad game, and so they're applying those same lessons they've learned from AdWords to video ads now, YouTube video ads, and it's still being run through AdWords, but it's slightly different, and I'll show you in a second how that all works. So just to get back to this 80% click-through rate thing, I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but let me share the actual result for that. It was our best case study, and also more typical results of what we've been getting. So these are just some of our own tests. So this was one for this particular test. We had 237 views for that particular campaign. The cost per view was about 7 cents, and we got 190 clicks for that particular ad. So if you do the math, that's about an 80% click-through rate, so clicks over views. So what that means, if I can just get my face back on here just to sort of emphasize the point. Excuse my lighting here, I think it flickers a little bit every now and then. But so in other words, 80% of people who watch our video ad go ahead and click on it. So these skippable video ads on your videos in front of YouTube, right? So I'm sure you will have seen it. Most people just click on skip. They don't want to watch the ad. You get 5 seconds and the skip button comes up. They click skip. In our case, for this example, 80% of people watched past that skip button and actually went ahead and clicked on our video ad and visited our website. So I just wanted to make sure that that's 100% clear.
So people come into your site. Think of the psychology behind, like, what's going on there. Don't just. I want you to pay attention to, like, and fish for the strategies here, right? Because to get 80% click-through rate, see what happens is that ad that people watch, 80% of those people watch the ad to get to the call to action place, right? And so by the time they're entering your site, they are pre-framed for whatever it is that you're going to show them. So the quality of the traffic is super, super high. It's probably some of the highest quality traffic you can ask for.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it's that whole thing of commitment, consistency. If someone's made a certain level of commitment, they're much more likely to be consistent in their actions to that commitment. And so this very much plays along that line as well, where if they've watched 20, 30 seconds of your ad already, by the time they get to your site, they're already kind of committed to what you're doing. And so theoretically, it should be a lot better quality traffic that you're getting as a result as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff with video, which you don't get with just text-based ads. or image-based ads, because for those it's just a bit of text. They click on it and they go straight to your site. There's no real time commitment for them before they get to your site. So that's a very very valid point there. Thanks, Vic. So that was that's been our best case study. I'm not saying that you can get it every time. We certainly don't get it every time, but it's certainly been our best one, and that's what's possible with some of these ads. Here's an example where the click-through rate it probably wasn't as high. It was still pretty good, but what I want to show you here is we ran a split test. The top one you see here is a video, the actual video that was created. The blue one here, the top one. It was one of our co-founders who created this ad for one of his other businesses. I think he said he spent about between $2,000 and $3,000 for the ad, and it took about 2 or 3 weeks to create that ad. Now look at the video just below that, the light one, the white one with some text on it. That one took less than 24 hours, and it was a few dollars to create that particular ad. Now look at towards the right, where we have the views column and the website clicks column, and you'll see that both examples got pretty similar number of views. The top one 396 views, and the bottom one 333 views. But now look at the website clicks column, the one the red rectangle on the total right. The top video, which cost like $3,000 or $2,000, only got 39 clicks. The bottom one was a lot faster to create and a lot cheaper, 131 clicks. Everything else was the same.
That is amazing.
Yeah, everything else was the same. And this more expensive video was not. It wasn't a bad video. It was a very professionally made video. It was one of those explainer type of videos. But as you can see, it's not necessarily how much money you spend on a video ad and how fancy it looks to get you the results. You can with some very simple strategies, which I'll show you. I'll actually show you what we use to get a much better result. So that was a pretty cool case study. Here's one from one of our users. So he was using this video ads to get some pretty good clicks. And look at that. He's listed his conversions column there, and that's the conversions in this case is leads for a webinar that he was promoting for one of his clients. And he told me that he was paying between 27 and 38 pence, I think it's called, per webinar registration, or if you translate it to dollars, it's 55 cents per webinar registration. And so this is once again from YouTube ads. So it gives you an idea for so this was Tom Breeze from Viewability. By the way, Tom is amazing with this stuff. He is really good, and he's one of our top advisors for our business too. So I guess it's just point towards what is possible with this sort of stuff. What's cool about this, the best part for me, is that it really is super easy, and I really believe, especially if I can do it, anyone can do it. And we've really tried to make it as simple as possible. And you'll see in a second what I mean exactly. Why does it work? Why does it work so well, and why is it so effective? There is a reason behind it. It didn't happen by chance. We've basically spent a lot of time and money just figuring it all out. Figuring out what works, what doesn't work. We've done a ton of study. We've done a lot of experiments ourselves. We've consulted with some of the world's top experts. I mentioned Tom Breeze. We talked to Tommy Powers, amazing guy, and Vic, you should probably get those guys on as well. Jake Larson is also amazing with the stuff. Daryl Eves, all these guys has had an input into helping us develop this and making it as awesome as possible. And also, just for me and for our team, there's about 7 or 8 of us working on it, depending on when you're looking at our team. We're drawing from all our experience with YouTube marketing over the last 8 years that we've applied to this system. And we've created a very simple paint-by-number system for you to follow as well. Now, if you had to set this all up manually, it would seriously take you forever. And before I show you that, I just want to quickly go over how this thing actually works. I mean, you guys in this forum, as members of Vic, you'll get on this, you'll get advertising, you'll get paid advertising. But I just want to sort of summarize it with this really simple diagram, how video ads work. So basically, these little dots, circles on the left, that represents the audience on YouTube, and there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 billion views, unique views on YouTube every single day. It's something crazy like that. I can't remember the exact number, but it's insane. And your job as an advertiser is just to grab a portion of that, your target audience. So that's what I've drawn a little, is it a trapezium shape around your target audience. So your challenge is to figure out who those people are, or at least what they're watching on YouTube, what videos they're watching, what channels they're watching, and target them. And from there, you get them to watch your ad, which is sitting on YouTube, and from there they click on your ad and then visit your site. So we like to send people to a page where we grab their contact details, and there is a disclaimer that I'll go through in a second, but it has to meet AdWords requirements. You can't just send them to any page. And then of course, once we have people in our system, we can present our different products and services and offers to them. But that's really, every time I get confused, I just come back to this image and go, this is what it's about. And your job as an advertiser is to think about, how do I target my audience? How do I get them to watch my ad? How do I get them to click on my ad? How do I get them to sign up for my to become a lead in my business? And how do I get them to become a customer? That's really that sums up everything. So if you were going to do this manually, this is how you would do it. And I won't even go into the full process because it might be too painful to watch. But let's say let's use an example. So I'll show you one of my businesses is called Splashio, and I'll use this as an example throughout the rest of the presentation. So if I just zoom in a bit here. So this is a typical landing page that we send traffic to, and this is one that YouTube actually accepts, or AdWords, they don't have any problems with this. There's a few things we do here. We've got a navigation structure. We've got a contact us page. It's not just about getting the lead, and we have navigation down the bottom of the page as well. So there's a few things happening here that's important. But the key thing here is to get people's contact details, and so this is all about helping people make their videos look really good. And we've got a free report here that helps them. So what I want to do now is I want to find videos and channels on YouTube that people are watching who will be interested in my product or service. So a natural kind of keyword phrase that comes to mind is something like video production. So just on YouTube, I would search for other videos on YouTube called video production, because I know that if they're watching videos on video production on YouTube, they're likely going to be interested in making the videos look nice, which means they're going to be interested in my product or my
so this is what you call your targeting process, right? Or targeting phase in the process.
Right. There's many different ways of targeting people on YouTube. We're just keeping things real simple, and this is part of the shortcut we found. Is we don't even worry about keyword targeting or demographics too much, or topics or interests. All we do is we ask the question: what videos are people watching on YouTube, and which channels do they watch on YouTube? If
right,
we know
pretty logical thinking here right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and because we know, by default, we know that if they're watching a video that's related to my business, they're going to be a very targeted prospect. It doesn't even matter. You don't even need to necessarily look at the age or gender. If they're watching that content, they're going to be a targeted prospect. Right. So in this case, I can now see, all right, there's a bunch of videos here. I think YouTube gives you the top 20 results. In fact, I think this is my video here. I'm on the first. I didn't even know that. But anyway, so I can now think, okay, Cool. I want to show my ad in front of all of these videos. So there's 20 here. Here's the first problem. For you to be able to show your ad in front of these videos, you need to have the individual video links. So the way I would have to do this manually is I would have to go right-click, copy, is it link address? Yes. And let me open up my text document. Let me just make this nice and big so you guys can, oops, don't want to print. Make this a little bit bigger so you can see what's happening. So I might type in, okay, there's my first video that I want to run my ad against. All right. Oh, that's just one video. Okay. All right. So let's go through the process. And now here's the second one. Boom. And here's the third one. And I'm just assuming here that all three of these videos are, good targeted videos. And it's based just on that keyword phrase that I used there. So I've got 3 target videos there. But, depending on your niche, 3 videos might not be enough. I mean, heck, 20 videos might not be enough to help you get enough audience or a big enough audience. So what if you want to scale? Maybe you want to have 100 videos or 500 video links. I'm sure you can see the problem here already, just trying to find these video placements.
Yeah, because I was gonna my next comment or my next question would be like how many of these videos do you typically want to have or video links in a campaign? Because there's you just typed in one keyword, right? That logically thinking that people would type in in your niche, but there could be variations of the keyword which will bring other other videos, and you can just you can flip through those keywords and potentially build yourself a huge list. Now, how many of these videos do you typically target per campaign?
Okay, it depends on the niche and also how many views a particular set of videos are getting. If it's a mainstream kind of topic where the videos that you find get a ton of views, you probably don't need as many. But in general, what we do, because most businesses are more niched, is we try and get as many video links as possible. And on the AdWords interface, they limit the number of video links you can have per target to 500. So if you're doing just video links, you can have 500 per target, but then you can have 10 targets per video campaign. Mm-hmm. So which means you can get 5,000 links in a campaign if you wanted to. So once again,
right. So if you're going after the like the videos that rank in the top first 2 or 3 pages, and usually those videos have like thousands and thousands and thousands of views. Some of them are into tens and hundreds of thousands. So you potentially, it's like doing a TV infomercial for like super dirt cheap, because you literally get in front of that kind of big of a crowd. Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be cheap, and it will also be extremely targeted, because once again, the people who watch those videos, they're interested in the content, they're interested in that topic. So as long as your ad is aligned with that interest, your chances of them watching the ad and clicking on your ad is going to be so much higher. And a lot of people don't get this. They just think, all right, let's just create my ad and put it out there and get a ton of views, but it's from all sorts of people and not very targeted. And so then they complain, it's not working, or nobody's clicking on my ads. But if you get your targeting wrong, then of course that's what's going to happen. But the other thing that I'm not going to go into here, because I don't want to go too long with this, but you can also target channels on YouTube. So you can target a whole channel, and of course when you target a whole channel, your ad will show to potentially all of the videos on that channel. And once again, you can have up to 500 channel placements per target in your campaign, which is pretty cool.
So that's something I call ninja.
Right. Yeah. So for example, sometimes we get some of our customers, they only target video placements, and then for whatever reason it's not a big enough market, or they're not getting enough views. That it doesn't quite kick in for them, and then we say, well, try targeting a target in the same niche or the same keyword phrase or set of keyword phrases, and then often when they do that, it just opens up the market, and the traffic is normally a little bit more general as a result, but it opens it right up, and then from there you can see what works and what doesn't work. So, but let's get back to this. Okay, so you can see the problem here. I mean, it's pretty cool, but the problem is if you want to get a lot of links, it's you're either going to have to hire someone to get all these links for you, or do it yourself and just spend a lot of time on it. And this is just for one keyword phrase. What if I want to have something like web video production, because that brings up a different set of results. In fact, I think my video comes up #1 for that particular keyword phrase. So you get different results here, and some keyword phrases might be more targeted than others. Some might work better than others. But the problem is, getting those links. It can be quite tedious. So that's one thing people struggle with. So even if you can find these links, the next challenge that people really struggle with, and I'm just going to show you one screenshot, and you'll get immediately what I'm about to say. It's the video editing. Creating the actual video ad. If you've never done a video before, this is daunting. Even if you're not doing it yourself, you're trying to think about creating a video ad that actually works. Because you're going to spend money on these ads, and you want to make sure you create a video that converts. And for most people just getting started with this, they have no idea.
Right. This is actually a good thing, Gideon, because of this process, this leaves a lot of people. This kind of pushes a lot of people away, because people don't want to do this kind of stuff. Not very many people know how to put together a video ad or do video editing or take the time to go through this. So that's actually a good thing for us. Okay, keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that.
Exactly, and that's a fantastic point, and which is cool. So if you're if you're keen to make this happen, and I'll show you the shortcut where you don't even need to create any of your videos yourself. You don't even need to own any video editing software to be able to do this. You have a massive advantage. But I just wanted to show you this picture. This is a video that I edited myself, but I mean, this one took me a long time. Professional setup. If I had to find someone else to do this for me, it would have probably cost, I don't know, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to create a video like this for me. This one I did myself, but it took a long time, a lot of time, and that's an opportunity cost for me. So, so that's what you do. So so just to summarize there, you go to YouTube, find your target video placements and channel placements, and then create your actual video ad. It's quite a tedious process, and then once you're ready with that, then you can go into AdWords and submit your ad. So I'm not going to show you the AdWords stuff yet. I'll show you something else cool first. So it's a pain to do that manually, and of course, yes.
Now, did you? I just missed that. Did you say you are going to show where to place it in Google AdWords?
Yes. I'll show you exactly all the settings that we use. And the shortcuts we use for doing that. I just want to show you the difficult way first. And there are people right now using the manual process and doing very, very well. But they don't need to struggle that way. But they probably don't know about the solution that I'll show you in a second.
I mean, that's an option. That's an option for somebody who has a lot of time and they're okay with doing video production and that kind of stuff. So that's right. One way of doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no problem with going through that manual process, but it is just slow. It really does slow you down, and so the sort of things you could come up with is your competitors, if they're using something with a shortcut like this, and they've got more money and much larger teams, you're kind of in trouble. You have to compete against those guys. What if you really want to start scaling things for yourself? If you want to do a lot more campaigns, run a lot more ads, it's going to slow you down. But if you're doing this for lots of clients, like if you've got 10 clients and each one of them wants to scale it, how would you prevent yourself from getting totally overwhelmed? You really need something, because otherwise it's just really going to limit yourself tremendously when you do it all manually. But yes, you can do it manually if you want to. So that's why we've got this system or platform that we call V-Roll. This is the business that I created. There's 3 co-founders. I'm one of them. I'm here in Australia. The other 2 co-founders are in Singapore. We're our development team as well. So we created this platform that helps you quickly create video ads that work, and also helps you with the targeting. There's 3 really easy steps, and I'm a 3-point kind of guy. I love keeping things simple. To help you make this work, first of all, the system helps you find the perfect audience using channel and video placements very quickly, and I'll show you, and I'll share the actual demo in a second. Step 2 is to help you create the actual ad that converts like gangbusters without using any video editing software. I mean, you can, once again, but we've got some cool templates that you can use. And then you just submit your video ads to AdWords. That's it. Those are the 3 steps. And once again, the secret sauce for all of this is that we only focus on video and channel placements. So once again, you can get totally confused here with all the different targeting options, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And I actually did that, and it actually reduced my results. My results went down as soon as I started focusing on the other targeting options. There are more ninja stuff that you can do later on, but when you're getting started with this, video and channel placements will take you a really long way.
So you're focusing on the 20% part that's going to produce 80% of the quality traffic that you're really looking for at the end of the day.
It might even be better than that. I mean, it's difficult to put a number on it, but I could almost suggest it's the top 4% that gives you 16 times the result. So that's still part of the 80-20 rule, but it's just the next level.
You're eliminating. I mean, you're literally cutting out all that fat, from your campaign, and just really going for the heart of the, of the best of the best, the cream of the crop, so to speak.
Yes,
right.
And once again, I mean, when you apply just logic here, you know that when someone's watching a video about a particular topic, they by default they won't watch that video unless they're interested in it. So by default, if you know that, and you put your video ad in front of that, and it really appeals to that same interest, it's gonna rock. It has to, Sure, sometimes there will be people watching a video and then they're not actually interested in it. They just clicked on the wrong link or whatever. But nowadays YouTube is so good with this that they're providing very, very accurate results. So your chance of getting a very targeted audience is very high when you do video and channel placements. So yeah, it helps you get super targeted views, and it just simplifies the whole process. It just really just makes it simple. So let me show you the actual demo now for, if you want to speed things up a little bit. So this is the V-Roll interface. Let me just go to the dashboard. So when you log into V-Roll, it looks something like this. You've got a dashboard, shows you a quick overview of everything. But I won't show you everything. I'll just go to the targeting tool, and here you can search for both channels or videos. And I'll just do the video one for now to give you a feel for how all this works. So similarly, I'm going to target the same business, Splashio, same thing, same target audience. I'm assuming they're watching the same content, etc. But now I'm just going to use V-Roll to help me do this. So I'm going to type in, video production, and hit the search button. And now what V-Roll does, or the monkeys behind V-Roll, goes and look at YouTube and says, all right, what are the top, not just 20 results, but the top 100 results coming up for that particular keyword phrase. And what's more...
Gotta tell you, your monkeys work really fast.
Yeah, we're using the API with YouTube's API, so that's why we're able to do this. But this little ninja button here that some people miss, but you can, if you want to, you can get the next 100 results if you wanted to. We just, for starters, we're just saying, okay, let's just grab the top 100 videos. But now instead of individually grabbing these links, what you can do is you can just select all of them and go either get video links, and there they all are already copy to your clipboard, ready to rock. Or if you want to use them later, you can go, all right, let's save this now as an actual target list. So we'll call this video production, and we'll call it videos, because it was a video search. So I'm going to hit save target, and that should save it in my targeting list now. It's loading. I think, let me just go back and see. So if I go back to my target list, all right, scroll down, hopefully this worked. Slowly. Yeah, okay, so there it is. So you can see there's the video production list, and there's 100 videos in there. So if I click on that, it'll just show me the results.
That right there just literally took you like 4 seconds to do.
Well, exactly, yeah. So they're all there. I don't have to right-click and put it on a text document, blah, blah, blah. So very quickly, you can get video links here. And this is particularly useful for niches where you do need more videos to help increase those number of views to help you get more clicks. Because some niches are just smaller than others, and you need more videos. And so finding videos here just solves this completely. And same thing here. You know, you can just select them all and get the links. Boom, just copies it straight to your clipboard. So now I've got my links, and you know I can do more here. I recommend I mean if I recommend you start with a higher number of videos, like we for a keyword phrase, depending on the niche, I would normally go with just 500 links, and see how it goes. You know, just see which ones work and which ones don't, and it's very easy to turn the ones off that don't work. You just pause the videos that don't work, or if they're sending unrelated traffic, you just pause them, and you keep the ones running that are doing really well. And I'll show you in a second. If there's time, I might show that as well. But the next thing to do is, once you got your target, is now to create your actual video ad. So we've got this little function here where you go to create, and then we have, at the moment, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 templates to choose from. And I'm not sure if you remember, if I go back to this example here, this split test, the bottom video here was created using one of these templates. Okay, so we have 5 to choose from at the moment. We're about to submit another 5 or 6 templates, and our goal is to constantly add new templates. But we're just getting started with this. 5 templates here, and they're all text-based ones. You can choose some music. Say I like the modern computer one. It'll show you.
So let me ask you this, Gideon. While you're
Sure.
showing that this is I mean amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. What you read. I mean that's why I wanted that's why I wanted to bring you. So that we can, we can open the doors to, to High Traffic Academy members here. But let me ask you this: so before you guys roll out a new template, do you put it through some sort of a testing process? Do you test it, for, does it convert well? What's the process that before you, add it to the B-roll template library?
Yeah, sure. It depends a little bit. For these ones, they certainly were tested before we made them available, because they're our very first templates, and we wanted to make sure that they work. What they're all based on is a set of psychology rules. It's a combination of very powerful psychology, persuasive psychology, plus the actual visual elements of the video, plus the audio elements of the video, and then finally plus the timing of when things happen. All those things play together to make up these templates. You don't have to actually think about all that stuff that happens behind the scenes. All you have to do is, I'll show you in a second, type in 5 lines of text.
I love that. I love that. So you're basically just eliminating all the the burden on the user, if if the user doesn't really understand the whole psychological aspect of creating a compelling, high click-through rate video, you literally just give it to them. So awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So for these ones, they've certainly been tested. There's one that we're just about to release that helps you drive traffic to your YouTube channel page to help you get more subscribers. It's based on the same psychology. So our members really want it, so we haven't been able to really test it, so we might just make that one available in any case. And the reason we might not test it as thoroughly is because it's based on the same structure and psychology of these ones that we know definitely work already. And if it doesn't work for whatever reason, people just won't use it, or we'll take it off, or we'll improve it, whatever reason like that. But also sometimes we get requests from our customers that want a particular thing, and they're not necessarily all that interested in conversion. It's more about just building a brand, and they just want to be out there, and they want it to look nice. So we, in those cases, there's not much point for us to test it in terms of views and clicks, and it's more about giving our customers what they want. But for these ones, certainly these first few ones, they've definitely been tested to help you, to help you get the results. We do whatever we can basically to remove the moving parts and to help you get the result. For example, the psychology and the timing and the visual stuff and the sound stuff, it's all built in there to already help you. But the next step, you do need a little bit of, I guess, intelligence here. Let me just refresh this page. I'm not sure why that video is not showing. Must be because I'm trying to do too many things at the same time. Anyway, yeah, okay, so there we go. So I've picked the modern computer one. And here, so this is literally for these particular templates, all you have to do is 5 lines of text. And we've got some suggestions here of the type of content you can put in here. 5 lines of text, 40 characters each. So if you can essentially write 5 Twitter messages, you can do this. So the first line, grab their attention. Second line, maybe create some intrigue. Third line is present your solution. Line 4 is you make it really awesome, or you have some other kind of benefit, or some other kind of a psychological trigger. And then finally, you just get them to click. Ask them for the click. And I'll just type in an example here for you that I created earlier. So this is an actual ad that I created for my video business. I'll just paste this in and I'll read it to you so you can get just a bit of a feel for what a typical ad might look like.
And while you're doing that, let me tell you this as well. Obviously, you're watching this, is this is so what we're talking about here is there is traffic generation, but there is also understanding how to write persuasive ads, right? So it's not just there's other modules we have specifically dedicated. I'm sure you saw that. If you didn't, I suggest you really go back and look at that. It's how to write and communicate persuasively to your target audience. And if you apply that training and that education to this type of stuff, right? I mean, you can have unbelievable results. So just a little side note there.
Absolutely. If you know a little bit about copywriting, this is going to help you a lot. We do also have a whole, it's like an hour-long training on just how to write these 5 lines of text inside the members area. So if you're not a pro with that, don't worry, we take you through that step as well. So this is probably the only place where you've really got to think a little bit. But from here, when you hit submit, actually I'll read the actual example for you. So this is for getting people to this Splashio page here. So it goes like this. Also hate how long video editing takes. Don't worry, there's a much easier way. No need for fancy video editing software. This new free report shows you how. And click here to download it now for free. Simple as that. Just quick. Grab their attention, build some intrigue, talk about a benefit or a free thing you're giving away, and call them to action. Boom. Done. So you hit submit. Now at the moment, I'm just going to hit yes. This doesn't get created automatically. This is still our MVP, or our minimum viable product. So later on down the track, we may make this completely automatic. So at the moment, this is still a manual process for us. There's actual a real person behind the scenes who will make sure everything looks awesome and create the actual video for you and then send it back to you we try and do it within 24 hours during business days. But once it's back, you'll get an email, and inside your dashboard, you'll get the actual, it'll be uploaded to YouTube. So it'll be like, here's the one that I've created it previously, but it's the same kind of thing. This one is already done, and you'll get the link. So there's your video ad now. So I'll let's see. I haven't tried this with Google Hangouts, Vic, but let's see if you can actually see the ad if I play it for you guys. It's only like 20 seconds long. There it is. Don't worry, there's a much easier way.
Yeah, and there's I don't hear a sound because your sound is probably going through your headphones, but there is a sound right with that.
Yes, so there's this sound with this. We have music options to choose from. For this, you can actually hear the typing, so that there's a lot of reasoning behind this. Draws people in. They want and creates an open loop. They want to see what's getting typed in this particular template. So there's a lot of stuff happening here behind the scenes. A lot of people don't even realize it. But that's kind of what it looks like for that particular template.
You know what we're gonna do, man? Our people, High Traffic Academy folks, we're gonna dominate this thing, man, and it's exciting. This is awesome. This is really, really awesome. I'm pumped.
It is very cool, and what is awesome about it? I know as an entrepreneur, you can probably relate to this as well, Vic. Every time you come up with a new idea, you ask yourself this critical question: is it going to work? Is what I'm doing actually going to work, and will I be able to help other people get results too. And so that's what's been so exciting is we have been able to make it work. We've been able to get those really good conversion rates, the really good split test that we ran with that expensive ad. So it works. You know, that's the bottom line for us. So so we're very excited about you know, growing this thing. So we're pretty much done. So we've done this first 2 steps. So now we've got the target. There's the target. We've got the link for our actual video ad. Now the only thing that's left is to go into AdWords and create a campaign. So, I mean, if you like, if there's enough time, I can quickly show you how to set up the campaign as well, Vic, with some
yeah. Go ahead and walk us through. Like I'll be like the most, you know, I'm the newbie here. Okay, so
Okay.
walk me through how to do that.
All right. So you need an AdWords account for this, so log into your AdWords account, and then they're still hiding it. This is the other thing. It's if you look down the bottom left here, I'm not even sure if you can.
So I'm a total newbie. I just got started. I just literally got online yesterday, man, and I'm like, where do I go to create AdWords account? So you just go google.com, right, and just type in Google AdWords, and it's a free account that you create.
Yeah, you can create it for free. Obviously, to pay, you've got to pay for actual ads. You know, you pay per view for YouTube ads. Right. But you can set up your account. So you need to, I think, connect up your bank account with your account. But it's pretty quick and easy to set it up. And once you've got the account, you're all set. And we're actually working on another feature inside VRoll. I've seen the draft version of it. I can't show you guys yet, but basically we call it a campaign builder, which means you don't even have to do all the stuff I'm going to show you now. It all gets done inside the VRoll campaign. You just press a button and you just upload a file to AdWords. Boom, and you're done. Hit submit and you're done. But anyway, I'll show you the manual process now in any case because it's still manual at this stage. So once you log into AdWords, once again, they hide it. So this is the normal AdWords interface, super confusing. But then down the bottom left here, there's this all video campaigns link, and you've got to click on that to get to the AdWords for video or YouTube video ads. So it uses a very similar platform, but it's different. And the way we use it is a lot simpler. So it takes a wee while just to load it. So here we go. And even here it loads a little bit. Even though you've got a fast connection, it seems to be quite slow normally. So this is just my test account, so don't take too much notice with what's happening here. But let's decide now. Let's say, okay, we want to create this new campaign. So I'm going to hit plus campaign and wait for it to load. And then all I have to do here is give it a name. So I was going to call this Splashio homepage because that's where I'm going to send the traffic. I can decide how much I want to pay. So let's say, just for this example, I just want to pay $10 a day. And you know, here you can. I recommend you start with something small just to test it. Maybe $10 is enough. Maybe $20 is more required. Once you've got it working, then start scaling it up. So your daily budget just start small and then scale it up later. We found with this setting here, this is a bit of a ninja one. You can test this as well. What we do now is we just automatically change it to accelerated. So that means your ad shows as quickly as possible. And for some reason, that helps us get the views and easier and better. So we make that selection there. For the networks, we turn off search because we're not doing YouTube search. We're only doing the in-stream ads. The ads that show up in front of other videos. And we also turn off the Google Display Network because that's just, we found we get very irrelevant results there. So all you want there is YouTube videos for the networks. Locations, I normally recommend you really select the countries here that you want to target. That's quite important. So I might only want to target United States. There it is.
Right. So if you advertise in a country that is not English speaking, you don't really want to like if your people don't speak English, there is no point in showing an English ad in front of them or vice versa, right? So you want to make sure that people can understand what you're telling them in the video.
Yes, right? and also if you just select all countries, then you're potentially going to get a lot of very untargeted views, which is not going to convert for you. So you want to make sure you target countries where people are speaking the language that your ad is in, or the people speaking the language that's also your target market. So for this one, I'm just doing.
What are you? Yeah, you're just about to say that. I was going to say what I usually do is just select 5 English-speaking countries: United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and UK, right?
Yeah, that's right. And you can, I mean, we add Singapore as well because they speak mostly English there, and you know, it's a business kind of country. So, but exactly, that's pretty much those 5 or 6 countries that we do for English speaking. Absolutely. But I mean, you, you can. This is the beautiful thing about this. If you're a local business, you can go really local with this. You know, you can go city-based. I saw. Here's a really cool idea. You can, for example, if target Los Angeles, say, and then create a video ad using V-roll that starts off with something like, "Hey, hey, Mr. Los Angeles," or "Hey, Los Angeles resident, I have something interesting for you." You know,
Or,
instead
or,
of
or, or, or how about this? If you live in Los Angeles, check this out, right?
exactly, yes, exactly. So then you only show it to people in Los Angeles, so you know that only people in Los Angeles is going to watch that video ad. And then if you have that call to action at the beginning there, if you live in Los Angeles, you need to watch this, that sort of a thing. You know, your conversion rate will be so crazy high. It's not even funny. I actually saw this
See,
with
what I'm thinking right now is, like, with this type of targeting and with this method, it opens up an opportunity for people who understand this to not only be able to drive traffic for their stuff, but be a consultant to other, even offline businesses that don't understand any of this stuff. So you guys see
exactly.
where I'm coming from? So you learn this strategy, right? You learn how to use this thing, right? Get traffic for yourself, but you can also be a consultant for other businesses because of the, of what the targeting allows you to do. So
Yes, exactly. All right, so it's moving on. So languages. So I think it'll try and figure that out by default, but you can also select the languages there if you want to. Normally by default it's just English for me for the targets I have. Now here you can add your video ad. So it is optional here, but I recommend you already add it here. So now you can go back to V-roll and grab that little link. So there it is. If I just click on this little link here, it copies it to my clipboard. Let's go back here and just paste it. Boom, there's my video ad. And now you'll see it'll pull it in automatically. And there's your ad. So now YouTube recognizes your ad. This setting here, we just use the default video ad formats. We just leave that as it is. Now, very important, we turn off the in-display one because we don't want to have in-display for this. We're just doing in-stream. That's all we do here. Now, if you display URL, in my case, it'll be www.splashio.com, all standard stuff, and then my destination URL, which it has to be on the same website. In my case, I'm just sending to the home page. I'm not going to change that. But if it was a different page on the same domain, it could be / I don't know, landing.html or whatever. For me, it's just the home page. So I'm just going to keep it like that. Now here, you can also upload a companion banner, and I do recommend you do that. I don't have a banner with me at the moment, but if you upload your own banner, this is very cool. On the right-hand side here, you'll see that your companion banner will show up there on the right-hand side next to the video. So even though they might skip your ad, your banner will still sit there right throughout the whole video. How cool is that?
That's a ninja strategy. That's awesome.
So I really recommend you upload your own little image, and you can put a nice call to action there or whatever that relates to the content of this video. I mean, even there you can be very specific with what you do with that particular banner. All right. So in display is turned off, and then down here we leave the scheduling as it is. Delivery frequency capping. Now, depending on what you're doing here, you can change this. You can limit the campaign, so it only shows a certain number of times to a unique user per day. In general, we don't worry about it too much. But if you're concerned that your ad might show too often to people, and they might be turned off as a result, you can limit this. So maybe you want to do it just like once a day for each unique user. But it depends on how big the market is. If it's a small market, maybe you don't want to do this. If it's a bigger market, maybe you do. So test with this as well. But it's not too big a deal, this one. The important one here is the device targeting. For now, For the mobile one, we want to decrease that by 100%. So all this means that your ad won't show up on mobile ads for now. Yes, you can run these on mobile ads as well, but you need a slightly different call to action, and we're working on some templates for those as well. But and we haven't really tested them as much, but and we will. But for now, if you reduce that by 100, it means your ad will only show up to people on desktops, which is exactly what we want. So this is where they click on the ad and they go to your website. So yeah, you can control where your ad gets shown.
This is where you guys watching this. This is where HTA Elite stuff comes in. Really useful, because as there are new features and new strategies and new updates coming out and new algorithms, that's where we stay on the most cutting edge. Like what's gonna work like 6 months from today, right? That's why I highly recommend. I'll keep saying this over and over again. If you're not an HTA Elite member, it might be something you want to check out, because this is where, as Gideon, as you guys come out with new stuff, add to the system, we get you on that, on the training, and you walk through, what's the latest, like what's working today, what do you need to focus on today.
Yeah. Absolutely, and that's our job. At VRoll is to stay at the forefront, see what works, what are the latest developments, and create tools and strategies for our users to get great results. Because we know that if our customers get awesome results, they're going to stay with us and they're going to talk about it, to their friends and colleagues and stuff. So, that's why we want to make sure that our customers get awesome results, and so that we make that our focus to be on the cutting edge. But that's it for this page. So we're going to hit save. So nothing rocket science here. Really simple, the settings. Okay, sorry, I already have one called that. So let me just change the name. Didn't accept it because I had I've previously set up a campaign with the same name. So just want to.
Now, are you able to split test your ads at this time, or is that not possible yet?
For sure thing. You can at this stage you can add it next a little bit later. So for now, you can just put your own, just one video in, but I'll show in a second how you can add another video. So you can run split tests. You can run 10 videos at the same time if you wanted to.
Cool.
Okay. So we're going to hit save. So hopefully that, I don't have another one called exactly that. I don't think so. All right, cool. And this is the second and last step for AdWords. And this is for your targeting. So here, I'm just going to call this, for this target, video production, because that's the keyword that I used, and it's for videos. And for here, I just want to start with, say, 5 cents. My bid. You can, we start with 5. If we don't get views or anything, we normally increase it to like 10 cents or 20 cents just to see what happens. And then once we start getting views, we bring it back again to whatever the lowest we can. But start with 5, see what happens, and then tweak it as you go. Now here, gender, it depends on your market. If it's only male or female, obviously you want to select that. For us, it's everybody. I normally turn off the 18 to 24 and over 65s, just because for our particular audience, they're not very targeted. All the other stuff here, like the interest and stuff, is just confusing. We don't even touch it. The only thing we do here is under this little narrow your targeting thing, click on the drop-down box. Once again, there's a few options here, but we ignore everything except this one, placements. That's where the magic happens. So here, what you can do now, you go back to VRoll, and you get your links for your placements. Now that
your magical list out.
My magical list, exactly. And that should be on my clipboard now. And now I can just go paste. And that's now pasted all 100 links for my placements there. Done. So now actually you need to, down the bottom, make sure you click on, sometimes, there we go. Just make sure you click on add all, and make sure they appear on the right hand side there. So now all the video placements are in there. You click on done, and you are done for that particular placement. So if I click save targeting group now, what will happen next is it'll go into the YouTube machine or AdWords machine. Some monkeys will look at my ad and make sure that it's all good, and once they're happy with it, approve it, and then I'll immediately start getting views and traffic. That's
So
it.
generally it takes what, about 24 hours, 48 hours for them to approve your ad, and you're off to the
Sometimes it's a
races.
lot sooner. It probably just depends on demand, and how busy they are. But sometimes I've had it within the hour that it's ready to rock.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, leave 24 hours. I'd say to just be sure. So it says here not serving, at the moment. And if there's any problems, they won't approve it, and if you have to fix it. But if it's meeting the AdWords requirements, for your landing page, then it'll just get accepted, and you'll be ready to rock. So I do recommend, and I think I might cover it a bit later on, but if AdWords landing page guidelines, if you just Google that, I think the first result that comes up is a very good search for finding out the requirements from Google. So I really recommend you have a look at that, and I'll just touch on that in a second because it is quite important. But I just want to show you this. I'm done now. My video, in terms of, I've just created a whole campaign for my website. And okay, it took me a bit longer because I had to explain everything to you guys. But you can see here, if you're going to do this again, how quickly you'll be able to create this. It's insane, compared to how long it would take to do all this manually.
And you're tapping in to some of the highest targeted traffic with Google, on like the second most searched site in the world. Amazing.
Correct. So it's pretty exciting. Now it might be worth just adding here, that as with everything, nothing is perfect, and same thing with YouTube ads. I just heard from a friend. He was just talking to someone from YouTube who is called the YouTube evangelist. I'm not sure exactly, but he's in the YouTube ads department as well. But he was saying, YouTube ads is basically constantly in beta. So I think that's something to keep in mind, that things don't always work, and it's because it's new. But it's the same thing with any other platform. But keep that in mind. This is not. There's nothing out there that is perfect, and the same goes for YouTube video ads as well. So if it doesn't work for whatever reason, it's probably something that you haven't done quite right. But there is also the case where for some niches, it just it doesn't work as well. For example, on Facebook, some professional niches don't work as well. They work better on LinkedIn, and vice versa with YouTube. So keep that in mind, just as I guess a bit of a disclaimer as well. But by all means, if your niche is there, there's certainly a lot of traffic to be had. So I mean, that's it in terms of setting it up. So where you can possibly send traffic, I just want to quickly talk about that. How are we doing for time, Vic? Should we? I mean,
Gideon, this is really good stuff, man. So let's take as much time as we need. I really want to make sure that that people get this.
Okay.
I don't want to cut short on time, because this is really good stuff. So people need to understand.
We're pretty much done. I just want to make sure that everyone's still with us. But so just want to quickly touch on where you could send traffic potentially. So you could think about, you could send people to your own YouTube channel, and we're just working on that template right now that's designed specifically for that. You could send people to an actual YouTube video if you want. If you want to get more views, boom, just send them to a video. You can send them to a landing page where you collect people's contact details, like I do with Splashio. Disclaimer: it has to be AdWords compliant. Very, very important. You can send them to a sales page where you sell a product or service. Once again, make sure it's AdWords compliant. Just a word about MLM, affiliate marketing, and BizOps, kind of the industries there. In general, in the past, YouTube and Google have been a little bit wary of those particular markets. So once again, there, make sure that you really go through the requirements from AdWords. So understanding your landing page experience, that's so important, and making sure that you're sending people to the right places from your ad. Because if you send people to a page that YouTube and Google doesn't approve of, that obviously they're not going to accept your ad. But in some cases, that you can lose your AdWords account as well if you do the wrong thing often enough. And I think that's just one of the things you've got to be careful with your AdWords account. You want to protect your AdWords account, because once you lose it, you can never get it back. But I just wanted to make that point there, because I think that's really important. And obviously there are other industries too. Nothing illegal, obviously. As long as you do things above board and you stick to their rules, there shouldn't be any problems at all.
So you mean people can't like run ads directly, for like Viagra's or like how to make $1 million in 3 seconds or anything like that? That kind of stuff wouldn't fly now, right?
Yeah, that's right. I've just realized I haven't had my slides up. You've been looking at me looking sideways because I'm looking at my slides here. But let me just get my slides back up again. I'm not, I normally use YouTube live events, but let me just get my slides up for you again. All right, so just want to recap. If you want to do this manually, really painfully slow to search for those channels and videos on YouTube. You saw that.
I don't see your slide, Gideon. I just see your picture. Now I do. Now I do. You're good now. So.
Okay, good. So yeah, painfully slow to search for those things. There's no way to easily find the top channels on your industry. So I didn't even show you guys that, but if you want to find channels on YouTube and try and rank them by number of subscribers, you can't. You can't do that on YouTube. So with VRoll, we've got that tool built in there. I didn't even show you that, but it's pretty cool. Now you can spend a lot of money on video production if you have to do it yourself or get someone else to do it for you. And of course, VRoll takes care of that. It helps you get the video placements and channel placements like instantly. You saw how quickly it was. It helps you create those videos that are designed to help you convert very, very highly. And it completely gets rid of the video production stage for you. You just have to type in some text, so you can focus on the marketing side of your business. So I do have something cool here I'd like to invite you to, and this is only for subscribers of Vic. And it's access to the full VRoll platform. What you'll get is access to unlimited channel searches, unlimited video searches, all the current templates, all the future templates that we'll design. The price won't change for this particular offer. All future updates. Like we're just about to add some really cool features like the campaign builder that's gonna, all that stuff I showed you in AdWords. You won't even have to do that. It all gets done in the platform. You just click a button and it gets all done for you. So that's coming up. Also, I'm currently doing some live training. Depending on when you sign up for this, it might not be live anymore, but it will be inside the members area. How to find the exact right target audience, how to create the perfect offer and video, how to correctly analyze your campaigns, how to optimize them, and with each one I have at the moment they're live Q&A session, but obviously those are very useful as well for people who want to ask more specific questions. So you get access to that as well. How much, think how much you'd normally take, how much time would it take to get those targets manually? It's a pain. How much would it take you to create your own video ads? I mean, it's no brainer. Like that example I showed you, $2,000 to $3,000 takes 2 weeks to create just one video. With VRoll you can do it really quickly. So what we have, if you go to the pricing page of VRoll at the moment, this is what you'll see, and the important one to watch there is the video credits. So the starter packs, 4 video credits. With the starter one, it does come with a VRoll watermark on the videos. So when you upgrade to the Pro one, you get 10 videos, and there's no watermark anymore. If you're more an agency kind of business, you can get 40 credits for video ads. It means you can create 40 videos per month, and no watermarking. What we want to do, if you're a subscriber of Vic, is double your credits for the first month. So if I just go back here, so in other words, if you sign up through Vic, just as a courtesy, we'd love to double your credits for the first month. So if you sign up for the starter, you'll get 8 video ads per month. For the Pro, 20 new videos per month for that first month. Sorry, it's just doubling it for the first month. So Pro is 20 videos for that first month, and then agency will be 80 videos for the first month. So it's we're basically just doubling what you get for the first month.
So in other words, is that first month is you reached a lot of people. Good
Yes, you
stuff.
can.
Good
Right, you
stuff.
can create a ton of ads, and yeah, and I mean the cool thing with these ads as well is that um, you can if you get the first ad right, you don't even need to create all that many more ads. You can get a ton of views and clicks just from one video ad. But obviously, if you want to refine it, create more tests and things like that, it's nice to have space every month to create more test ads and more different campaigns. They will double dose for you guys signing up through Vic. It's just 2 steps. There'll be Vic. I'm not sure how you want to do this. If there's going to be a link below this video,
Yeah.
or
Here's the thing, guys. Okay. So I wanted to bring Gideon on to High Traffic Academy because for a couple of things. Okay, number one is this guy knows video ads. I mean, he pretty much he is the leading expert that's out there in this kind of stuff in our niche. In the area or the world that we live in as far as marketers. Number two is they have a platform. See, it's one thing about being, it's one thing about teaching this stuff and actually doing this stuff manually and just kind of grinding all the time. But I'm all about shortcuts personally, and I don't want to babysit my business. I don't want to, I don't want to work in my business. I want to work on my business, right? And that's the same kind of thinking and the same kind of like psychology and approach I want to bring to all the High Traffic Academy members here is because it's not about just living and just kind of grinding your business. It's about working smart and working strategic, right? And so with in this day and age, I mean, we have tools and shortcuts that we can take that can multiply our results and leverage our time, much on a big scale. And so Gideon is just one of those guys that he happens to be the expert in this kind of stuff, which clearly he showed you how he does it. If you want to do it manually, great. You right now apply this training and do it manually. If you're like me, right? If you want to shortcut your curve, if you want to leverage a lot of the tools, if you want to not think about how do I create video, how do I learn all the psychological triggers in the video creation, right? To get my videos to have a higher click-through rates. I spoke to Gideon. I'm like, Gideon, can we bring your platform to High Traffic Academy as well? And Gideon, you were talking to me about, you said that you guys are, what I really like about you, man, is how you approach business and how you approach your product really and your platform. And the first thing you told me is like, Vic, depending on how many people we get, we might not be able to service everybody. And that's a good thing because you guys are all about customer experience and creating results. At the end of the day, is for you guys want people to get results from your service. That's why you test all those templates and you upload only the best ones that perform. And so I spoke to Gideon and I said, look, can we offer your platform to High Traffic Academy members? And he agreed. So I'm personally very, very excited, guys. This is, as you saw, this is the most cutting edge, or one of the most cutting edge techniques that you can apply for traffic today. Right now, what's going to happen a year from today? Stuff might change, but as of right now, this stuff works. And if you're going to be amongst the first one to explore this territory, this is virgin. I mean, Google AdWords, video ads, this is still kind of in beta. That means huge opportunities, right? There's not a lot of people taking advantage of this. If you're going to be one of the first ones, man, the opportunity is it's unlimited. It's unlimited. So that's that. And Gideon, I appreciate the generous offer that you were able to put together for High Traffic Academy members exclusively for doubling the credits for the first month. This is one of those things. I don't see this as an expense, man. This is a tool. This is a shortcut. This is like me paying for an autoresponder. I don't have to send out those emails one by one. I just loaded them up, right? And I pay monthly. But it's a tool. It's one of those tools for your business, and it's gonna allow your business to scale that much quicker. And this is something, guys, that I personally bought. And Gideon, you offered me a kind of like a you said, hey, I'm just gonna set you up for for testing the system out, and I said, no, I wanna get this because this is a tool for my business, guys. This is so cutting edge that I'm literally I got it for myself, and I'm applying this in my business right now, right? So, needless to say, I highly, highly recommend you check this out. What I'm going to do is right below this video, there's going to be a resource area, and there's going to be a link for you to go and and check out. There's a special link for High Traffic Academy members only. Please do not share this with anybody. It's only for you, okay? And another thing I want to talk to you about is this, and I want to, I'm just going to take the opportunity to mention this here is if for those of you guys who are High Traffic Academy Elite members, so if you're watching this and you are an Elite member, okay, you're in the Elite Mastermind for High Traffic Academy, you get additional discount. Okay, I'm not here, like, I don't care about bringing you this and earning commissions or whatever the thing is, affiliate commission. That's not my deal. My strategy is to bring you the same tools that I use for my business. Okay, and I don't care about making a buck off of you. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so if you are an Elite member, you actually get a discount on this service as well. Okay, so again, check it out. Gideon, I appreciate you, man. Anything that anything that you want to add before we wrap this up? Really, really good stuff, man. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just as a final note, if you do want to sign up and get that doubling your credits, just also make sure you send us an email at support@vroll.com. I'll just get that up on the screen so that it's clear. And I'm sure you'll, if you can put that on the
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put the instructions right below the video, so you guys
great.
Right below the video you'll have instructions, step 1,
Great.
2, 3, what to do. Yeah, we'll make it very easy.
Brilliant. Okay, and yeah, and I mean, we're very committed to helping you succeed with video ads. We have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if it doesn't work for you, send us an email. We'll give you money back. It's no problem at all. We have a really good customer support system in place. So if you have any questions, get stuck with anything at all, there's always going to be someone on standby. It's not live, but eventually we're planning for it to be live. But you can ask a question, get stuck, and jump on any of the live calls, ask me a question or ask whoever's doing the training a question. Really, we just want you to succeed. And so we're creating all the opportunities for you to succeed. And if you still can't succeed, then we've got the money back guarantee as well. So it really is, we're serious about having customers who get results. So it's there for you for the taking. Grab the double credits for the first month if you're keen.
Yeah, awesome. So listen, if you need to watch this over again, I know this has been a lengthy module, but I think it's worth it, and I'm sure that you'll probably be going over a lot of this stuff over and over and over again. Learn this, okay? Learn this. Being in the right place at the right time, it's big in this industry, and especially with traffic generation. If you're like, I think back, Google AdWords days, and people who were at that time when Google was cool, right, and allowed people to get traffic for 8-10 cents per click. A lot of people made a lot of money. A lot of people generated humongous lists and and got very targeted traffic, and it was cool. It was very easy. I could start an ad, like now, and then two hours later, my ad would be showing up on like first place or second place in Google. This is the same or almost the same opportunity here. It's just a slightly different platform. Very, very cool stuff. So I highly encourage you to apply this. Okay, it's one of those things that, again, if you apply it, I think you'll be very, very happy, pleasantly surprised with this. But also, don't just look at this as just a one-time. Okay, so I just learned this, so therefore I'm just gonna do what I learned. I highly recommend you stick with an ongoing education with this kind of stuff. Okay, and I had a conversation with Gideon before this module, and I said, look, if anything changes down the road, if there are any algorithm changes, with Google AdWords or video ads, or if there's new features coming out, and he agreed to come on for the Elite members. So that's where really all that continued education happens. So guys, I highly encourage you to check out Elite. If you're not, if you are, great. Obviously we spend a lot of time together on an ongoing basis there. I appreciate you. Gideon, thank you very much for your time, brother. I appreciate you too, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. That's all I can say. And again, just you're one of the, for lack of a better word, just badass, man. You know, this is really, really amazing stuff.
Thanks, Vic, for having me. It was good fun.
All right, yeah. Look forward to you know hanging out with you more and more, and personally, I look forward to implementing this stuff in my business immediately. So, guys,
Awesome.
appreciate you. We'll see you in the next module. God bless and stay awesome. Don't do anything crazy. See you next time.